Thank you for selecting Most Loved Wrestling, a place where wrestling is most loved. Now, NXT was a good show objectively, but it didn't really live up to its expectations given its most recent programming. Now, whether you have a good show or a bad show or something in between, there's always going to be one thing that is for certain. There is always going to be an MVP. There is always going to be something or someone that impressed you more than the rest of the field. But before we get into the video, I'm going to need you to hit the like button, subscribe to my bullshit, and while you're there, I need you to hit the notification bell too. It helps with the algorithm, so if you like what I'm doing and believe that other people deserve to bear witness, then this is how you can make it happen. But before we talk MVPs, who was victorious? NXT had a tag team turmoil match to decide who's going to be the #1 contenders for the tag team championships at Heatwave. Malik Blade and Idris Enofe started the match against New Catch Republic. New Catch Republic will go on a little run. They beat Idris and Malik, they beat Legado del Fantasma, they beat DLC, but they couldn't beat Chase U. So Chase U will be going to Heatwave for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Wesley defeated Joe Coffey. The Don retains his Heritage Cup against Nathan Frazier. Roxanne Perez defeats Carmen Petrovic. Davion Heights is able to get the better of Damon Kemp, and now he's officially in the no quarter catch crew. So Ruka snatches the soul of Ariana Grace, and Sean Spears defeats the NXT champion Trick Williams. NXT was very difficult to call out 5 MVPs this week. Like, everybody did a little bit, but that also means that nobody did a lot. There was very little that stood out on the show, and that's very weird and a little disappointing for the WWE, because right now they're on form. Each show has given us something major to speak of, but this NXT, while it was entertaining, it wasn't that show that's gonna blow up the internet and make us all start talking. But there are some little things to talk about, like Ridge Holland would Chase U. I can see them being MVPs eventually later on down the line, but they need to let that story build a little bit more. A Fatal 4-Way is a much better development than Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. Oral Mensah getting to tell us his story. Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez at Heatwave is official. Jada Parker wants Meechin in a street fight next week, and I love this woman's persona. If it was based on cutting promos and character work, then this woman will be ready for the main roster. And of course, while she can put on a good match, she still needs to learn more about herself down in NXT before she can think about that move. What is Stevie Turner and Robert Stone fighting over Ava for? Tatum Paxley is a fucking nut. And what is going on with NXT security, bitch? Working there is a hazard. But anyways, MVPs. Now before I start, I just want to say this is my opinion. So if you feel differently, feel free to sound up in the comments and tell me who you think the top 5 MVP was. Even if you need to change them around. Even if you want to add somebody else in. But this is solely my opinion and it's not any type of gospel. We may proceed. 5th place, I'm giving it to Nathan Frazier. Sorry you couldn't make the podium this time, bro. I wanted to be all patriotic and put him as the overall MVP. But integrity is key in any relationship. And the last thing I'd want to do is betray my minuscule audience. But what really got him that 5th spot is that Heritage Cup match. That's probably the best one I've seen since NXT UK. Now admittedly, I've never really been a fan of the match type, but 100% I enjoyed this one, and Nathan Frazier's speed is nuts. Bron Breakker needs to talk to him about that. And I know he lost that match, but I feel like his work in that match is what made that match what it was. The guy's basically pre-knee injury Seth Rollins. Then he's got Axiom feeling some type of way about his career decisions. So what's going to happen with them? Now I don't have any great booking ideas right now, but I'm sure they must be going somewhere with this. 4th place, I'm giving it to Lola Vice. Sorry you couldn't get on the podium either. Now I must say it would have been fair game to put her on the podium and make her number 3. But I looked at their body of work and I really had to assess how they made me feel whilst watching the show. And I came to the conclusion that Lola is sitting at 4th. I like the way she talks. When she cuts a promo, it doesn't seem like she's trying to force some type of charisma. And it's little things like the way she was on commentary, abusing Vic Joseph, and when she was shouting stuff to Roxanne Perez into the ring and she was doing it in Spanish. The fact that I don't think I've seen a spinning back fist so clean since Steven Peterson knocked out Martin Bravo. She knocked the hell out of her. All the Mario coins, all the Sonic rings, all 2,000 life points gone. And then insult to injury, she steals the title. And she would have got higher up on the list if she just kept the title. But unfortunately, she returns it to General Manager Ava Rain's office. But you always gotta love and respect a power play. It's like she was sending a message saying, I can take you out when I feel like it, but I'm gonna let you off until Heatwave. So far, she's definitely winning this rivalry, and her energy is screaming, I'm in control. On the lowest step of the podium, but you know what? Meddling is meddling. Stands Roxanne Perez at number 3. And I know, I just said she's losing this rivalry, but that doesn't mean that she's not shining all around, baby. The way she pulled up in that locker room on Carmen Petrovic and the other girls in the locker room, and they all scattered. That was some G shit. Back in the day, I used to think that she cut promos with the cadence of a Disney Channel actor, and now I think that her mic work isn't that bad at all. Either I got used to her Disney Channel flow, she got better, or it suits her much more as a heel. And I think it might be the third option with a little drizzle of option 2. Like, she has definitely got better at cutting a promo, but I think her turning heel has gave her an instant new lifeline. But what makes her sit above Lola on the MVPs list is her interactions with General Manager Ava Raine. These two's chemistry is elite. And maybe I'm thinking it's because they're both so young, they're around the same age. But it doesn't even matter what makes it work, as long as it works. So I'm telling you, just keep the Ava Raine and Roxanne Perez squabbles coming. Number 2 is Sean Spears. Congratulations on the silver medal, buddy. He's actually here because I like the way he delivered such a simple promo to Ethan Page and made it sound so effective. The way he's acting like we didn't see him get dashed out by Javon Evans. But I can't even say that's what he's doing. It's like he actually just doesn't care. And he still manages to get himself a shot at the title at NXT Heatwave. Which brings me to the main reason why he achieved second place. He pinned the NXT champion last night. I ain't got no choice but to put you as a contender for MVP if you pin your brand's top champion. Yeah, it was via shenanigans, but he still pinned Trick Williams. And now he's got himself into a fatal 4-way match for the title and Money in the Bank weekend in Toronto. That is MVP shit. But I gotta say, Most Loves Wrestling's MVP for NXT 25th, 06, 24 is going to shock you, but it makes perfect sense to me. It's the Angry Superfan. Now I've got to think about something. Is he the same guy that came up to Vic Joseph at the commentary desk a couple of weeks ago? Remember that time that Booker T was complaining that security are not doing their jobs? Is he the same brother that had Wesley lose track of his promo, have him and Obafemi standing there awkwardly for what felt like a lifetime, but was actually probably around 10 seconds? Well, if it is all him, he has definitely earned himself a spot as MVP. He's literally the only thing that I'm truly asking questions about when it comes down to NXT. Other things that I'm thinking about, I either already know the answer or I'm waiting till Heatwave. And if it doesn't fit into any of those categories, it fits into the category of I wouldn't lose a lick of sleep if I never found out. But this nameless, faceless man had security having a briefing at the top of the show. Then he pulls up and he's got the security and the officials on the ropes. He's throwing them around like they're children. And then to cap it off, he screws Trick Williams out of the match. He made the NXT champion get pinned in a 1v1 matchup. That's a rare occurrence in pro wrestling when someone's holding the top prize. So who is this guy? What does he want? Why is he so big? Why is he so strong? And did he cost Trick Williams on purpose? You see, that is making me ask questions and is guaranteeing my eyes next Tuesday night. And no one else made me feel that way last night. So I have no other choice but to give NXT's first MVP the Angry Superfan. Alright, well done to the Angry Superfan, man. A name would be nice in the future though. Just saying. One other thing before I go though. No TNA presence at all. You don't believe in Joe Hendry, man. You don't believe in Joe Hendry, man. You don't believe. And that was Most Loves Wrestling's MVPs for NXT 25th of June edition. Thanks for listening to my bullshit. Don't forget to leave a like. Remember to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below.